The row over the Aarogya Setu app. In Noida, there seems to be a confusion now over the Aarogya Setu app. The police, and according to the directives of the Noida police, any person who is found without having the Aarogya Setu app will be fined 1,000 rupees or even a jail term of 6 months if it is believed to be in the violation. However, there is no written order so far in this regard. The district magistrate of the Gautam Budh Nagar has now said that the app should be downloaded by people living in the containment zones, in contrast to what the Noida police directive says.
जोन के अंदर जितने भी व्यक्ति रहते हैं तो उनको आरोग्य सेतु ऐप उनके द्वारा डाउनलोड करना आवश्यक है। ये उनके फ़ायदे के लिए ही है। मैं आपके माध्यम से अनुरोध करना हो, कृपया इसके बारे में कोई आपको सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से या कोई गलत रूमर्स को ध्यान में रहिए, आपको ध्यान में नहीं देना चाहिए, बिकॉज दिस इज मेंट फॉर यूर वेल बीइंग।
क्या कार्रवाई का भी कुछ ऐसा जो है हो रहा है कि अगर नहीं करेंगे तो कार्रवाई हो सकती है? ऐसे
हमारे स्तर से ऐसे आदेश पारित नहीं किया गया है।
Let me go across to my colleague Alok, who's joining me live with further updates on this. Alok, good morning. There seems to be a bit confusion now over the Aarogya Setu app. On one hand, we have the Noida police, which says that any person who's found without the app is deemed for punishment. But we just heard a reaction there coming in from the Noida district magistrate, who said that do not fall for any such rumors. It is only for the people living in containment zones.
Yes, Apurva, good morning to you. And it clearly tells that there is confusion between the administration and the police, because no official order has come that everybody who are living in Noida, they have to download the Aarogya Setu app, or those who are coming from outside to Noida, they should also having the Aarogya Setu app. So this is what the confusion is as of now, because there is no official order or notification or circular has come out to enforce this whole challan issue. But as of now, because when we talked to yesterday, Noida police has clearly said that they are imposing it to everybody, whether they are coming from outside, whether they are the resident of Noida. If any person found with having the smartphone, and in that smartphone he don't have the Aarogya Setu app, then he will be asked to download this app, and if he is adamant, then the challan will be issued. So this is what the police official said, and in fact they said that it will also be believed as the violation of lockdown. They can also issue challan if the app is not found on his phone. So this is what the Noida police, however, the administration who is the PM of Gautam Budh Nagar, he has a different version that only person who are living in the containment zone, they have, this is mandatory for them only. So that Noida police should have come out with the clarification on that. But as of now, there is a confusion between the Noida police and the Noida administration, what we can say.
All right, Alok, many thanks for joining us and bringing us all those updates there regarding the row over the Aarogya Setu app and the confusion that is currently brewing over the Aarogya Setu app in Noida. Meanwhile, the centre has made Aarogya Setu app mandatory for all its officers and the staff. The Ministry of Home Affairs has reiterated that the use of the Aarogya Setu application should be made mandatory for all the central government employees, the private firms, and those who are attending offices at both the private and the government offices at this point. The MHA has now put the onus on the head of the respective organizations to ensure that all their employees have the Aarogya Setu app on their phones. So this is, of course, a directive that has come in from the MHA regarding the Aarogya Setu app, making it mandatory for all its officers and its staff. Let me go across to my colleague Ayushman for further updates on this. Ayushman, good morning. Can you quickly take us through the MHA order on the Aarogya Setu app, and for who all has it been made mandatory?
Well, the MHA has already given the guidance on the Aarogya Setu, and as per this, all those offices which are currently opening, in which the 33% of the staff has been allowed there, the senior has to oversee that everybody has that app on their phones. Also, in the containment zone, the MHA guideline says that a person has to have that app in their phone. As per the central government, in the central government, even if the person is the outsourced, all the employees will have their the Aarogya Setu app on their phone. So currently, the government has made it mandatory for everybody in working in the government as well as in the private sector who are stepping outside. We are also being told that currently the MHA guideline says that anybody who is stepping outside must have that phone app on their phone so that they can know if there is a danger in the nearby areas. But definitely this the MHA
Okay.
guideline mentions this compulsion for people who are there in containment zone and also people who are coming outside for work.
All right, Ayushman, many thanks for joining us and bringing us all those updates there. Meanwhile, the opposition, remember, has cried foul over the centre's push for making the Aarogya Setu app mandatory. Remember, this at a time where we are looking at the opposition who has raised several concerns regarding data privacy. Ayushman, if you're still with us, we are, of course, also looking at several of the opposition leaders who have raised concerns regarding the data privacy issues, and they have raised concerns regarding making the Aarogya Setu app mandatory.
Yes, in fact, we saw that tweet from Rahul Gandhi, and also several leaders from Congress party have raised their objection. Shashi Tharoor was the one who raised the objection on why people need to have that app in their phone, and what is the point of the data privacy that is there with it with that app. The government has clarified that there is no problem with the data privacy, and also we have seen the statement from the Aarogya Setu team in which it has been clarified that there is no problem. But definitely there are questions being raised from the opposition as well as several people on the issue of data privacy. It is being shared that somewhere the privacy is at stake when you download this app in your phone. But the government has been saying that it has got
All right, we seem to have lost that line with Ayushman, but thank you, Ayushman, for joining us and bringing us those updates there. Of course, there are several concerns being raised by several of the opposition leaders, including Rahul Gandhi and Shashi Tharoor, who have raised privacy concerns regarding the Aarogya Setu app. But let me go across to my colleague Afrida for further understanding on this and the kind of controversy that has been surrounding. Afrida, if you can help us understand, the government led by Prime Minister himself has been advocating the use of the Aarogya Setu app across various of his statements that has come out. But there has been a lot of concerns regarding it. First of all, tell us, what is the Aarogya Setu app and what does it really do?
Right. So first, your question on what is the Aarogya Setu app. This is a mobile application which is aimed at augmenting the government's efforts to contain the spread of the virus by reaching out to the people to, in fact, help them identify the hotspots. That's the larger idea. These are efforts made to augment the initiatives of the Government of India, particularly the Department of Health, so that people can participate in this process of identifying the hotspots, keeping themselves safe, identifying the risks, and also, of course, getting the relevant advisories and information quickly as a ready reckoner on their mobile handset. So what is the Aarogya Setu app? It's a COVID tracker to spread awareness. That's point number one. What does it alert you to? It alerts you to at least two important things. First, it alerts if the COVID-19 positive person is near you. It alerts if you are near a contaminated area. It scans location and shares data with the government. So this works through a process of geotagging, gives latest updates from Health Ministry so that you can stay abreast of the numbers, you can stay aware of the color-coded zones, because these are things that keep updating on a day-to-day basis. What is a green zone today could be an orange zone tomorrow, and you may not even know about it. But if you have this app, you can remain on top of things in terms of the information released by the government. The app also, of course, have helpline numbers that you can easily access. The second point that you asked about the concerns. Now, that is a very important issue for the government also to make sure that the people are at ease, in terms of the FAQs, the queries that they have. So the concerns around it is, number one, No details of data security procedure is on the app. So we don't know for sure that what are the safeguards that have been put in place if you are using this app. Number two, doesn't tell what's being done with the collected data. So of course this is going to be a lot of important information and data about the movements of the public, but what is going to be done exactly with that data, that has not been disclosed in the app. Now this of course can be a tool for monitoring and surveillance, because you are under the watch in terms of where you are going and where you are moving around. The government liability for any unauthorized access to this information is quite minimum and very limited. So that's another concern. Couple of other concerns. India lacks comprehensive data protection law, and we have been raising this on the channel as well right from the times that Aadhaar was announced and the concerns on data privacy raised at that time. Misuse of data possible if a private player is involved. Here again, of course, the government says that this is a misplaced concern. There is no such outsourcing happening. So let's now quickly go through the clarification that has come on each of these concerns. On the concern related to the whether the app fetches user location. Well, yes, user location, as per the government clarification, is stored in secure encrypted manner. So the user has been asked not to worry about any misuse of their location, because this is stored in an encrypted manner in a secure location. Location saved during registration, self-assessment and contact tracing. Only under these circumstances your location is saved in the government's data. Concern too about whether the COVID stats can be displayed on home screen and the stats displayed by changing the parameter. So whether that's accurate or not, those concerns were there. Now clarification on this has also come, saying that the radius of the parameters are fixed, can only take one of the 5 values, longitude, latitude, and can be changed for data on multiple locations. So those who have concerns around the perimeter, on the range of how the government is going to actually identify the stats, the numbers of that area, there are clarifications coming on that as well. Data for multiple locations already public, no compromise on any personal or sensitive data. So these are some of the points that the government has said in its clarification to put the user at ease. Remember, like you said, the opposition is still calling it a sophisticated surveillance system and questioning the safeguards, whereas the Prime Minister has said that this is a companion for the people. It's a tool that is only going to help those who are stepping out of their homes for any of the essential services.
All right, Frida, many thanks for joining us and giving us the detailed understanding of what this app does and the controversy surrounding it at this point.